Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I have a different kind of video for you today. Today, we are going to hunt 5 rolls of wheat cents. I know they're wheat cents because I rolled them. I got a bag of 250 wheat cents from my local coin store. They said that they were assorted teens through 50s. Couldn't tell me exactly what was in them. Paid a pretty good price for them. Wanted to plug their store here for you. They're here in Jacksonville. It's called Edgewood Coin. They're a very good store. I love dealing with them. I've gotten some really good deals on silver from them, as well as these wheat cent packages. They also have many other things to explore. They have a lot of different accessories, tools. They have books. They have tubes. Like I said, their prices on silver are very good, very fair. So if you want to check them out, come down to Jacksonville, tell them I sent you, the Penny Hunter sent you, and if you're interested, they have a deal going on that expires the end of July. If you leave them a Google review, they will give you 10% off of their junk or 90% silver coin purchases. I did take advantage of this myself already. That's how I knew about it. This is a very good deal. I ended up buying $150 worth of silver. I ended up paying $165 worth of silver and only paid $150. So this is worth it if you're interested. So, without further ado, let's see what are in these rolls. I'm not expecting any key dates or anything like that. I'm not expecting any 1909 VDBs, but I am hoping there are some older coins in here, hopefully some older coins with mint marks. Again, we'll find out. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. We are approaching 700 subscribers. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like and comment below what your favorite coin found here was. Wanted to bring you back in. First find about halfway through the rolls. Now everything is a wheat cent, so everything's a find, but I'm going to show you ones that interest me. We have a 1939 out of Philadelphia. The rest so far have been common 40s and 50s. Bring you back on the very next coin. 1926 out of Philly. We're about a third of the way done in roll number 1. We have another oldie. 1924 out of Philly. As I said in my last coin hunt, if this was a D, it would have been a semi-key date. Again, I'm not expecting to find any semi-key dates in here, but it would have been cool if I did. Looks like they're coming in chunks, back to back again. Our fourth find, a 1934 out of Philly. Back to back to back now. That's a 1920. It's our oldest find so far, also out of Philly. 4 coins in a row. 1930. So far we've had 5 coins from the 20s or 30s, and we're not done the first roll. Roll number 2 brings us our oldest coin yet. Our first from the teens. So we have a 1919. It's about the 3rd or 4th coin in this roll. 2 coins later, you see what I see. An old coin from the teens with a mint mark, a 1919 D. It's not a key date or a semi-key date, but it is a teens with a mint mark, and I'll take that. It's funny that they were both in the same roll. When I just grabbed coins and threw them in, they were mixed up in the bag and then mixed up again when I dumped them on my table. It's funny that these were near each other. Roll number 2, back to the 30s, a 1939 out of Philly. This roll is better than the first one. You see it there. Teens with a mint mark again. 1913 D. Incredible find. I will take that one every day, and it's in pretty good condition too. Look at the wheat design. You can see wheat all the way through the top of that. This coin The front of it is kind of worn, but the back is in pretty good condition for being 110 years old. Very next coin. This roll was full of teens. Wow. Didn't get a single teen on the first roll, and now we have quite a number. 1918 out of Philly. Pretty good condition again. Back to the 30s again. Another 1939. I think that's 3 already in 1.5 rolls. This roll keeps on giving. 1937 out of Philly. I was not expecting, honestly, to find this many old coins. I had bought in a mixed lot before. Of course, that one was on Amazon, and it was probably seeded. I don't think these were seeded other than making sure there were no key dates or semi-key dates in here, but other than that, they did a pretty good job at mixing up this lot. I am happy with what I have seen so far. I'm about to show you the first S mint mark we have found in the hunt, and it's a goodie. 1927S. If it was a 26S, it would have been a semi-key date. Either way, I will take a 20s S mint mark. Beautiful addition to my collection. We're going to have back-to-back finds here. 1938 out of Philly, and right behind it was another find. 1935 out of Philly. So we've had more finds in this roll than we did in the first one, and I was happy with the first one, having 6 20s and 30s combined. In this roll, we've had 4 teens, 2 20s, and quite a number of 30s. Back. It is gone. We're going backwards in years. We got a 1934 now. 3 consecutive from the 30s, all older than the previous. 4 consecutive finds. This one looks like it might have been cleaned or over-polished, or both. 1919 out of Philly, with definitely some kind of polish on it. Doesn't look great, but it's still a 1919, and I'll take a teen wheat cent in a hunt. They keep on coming. Not done the roll yet. 1935 out of Philly. For a mixed lot, this has been very fun to go through. I don't think I've touched a coin in 10 minutes that hasn't been 1930s, 20s, or teens. We have another teens mint mark, 1928D. Rough condition, but it's always nice to see a 20s with a mint mark, of course. Another find in this roll. I think it's been 7 coins in a row. It's been from the teens, 20s, or 30s. 1936 in rough condition out of Philadelphia. 8 coins in a row. 1935S. Looks like that S is filled in. Gonna have to check that in the microscope at the end of the video. I'll set that aside. Not sure if it's supposed to be like that or if it's an overpunched mint mark or what's going on there. But I'll definitely check it out. And to me, it looks like the 3 is bumped up in the date. I don't know. I'm really going to have to put that underneath the scope and check that out. That's a cool find. 1935S, probably my favorite find so far because I'm going to have to scope this one. 9 coins in a row. 1926 out of Philly. 10 coins in a row. And this one is the oldest we have found yet. 1912 out of Philadelphia. It's got some slick wheats on the left. You got some wheat blades a little bit there, but on the right, completely worn off. Almost looks like half the coin was more worn than the other half. 1912, Philadelphia, in pretty rough condition. The streak was snapped after the 1912, but we're back on the board 2 whole coins later with another 30s. 1937 out of Philadelphia. We have had tons of finds in this random packed roll. And we are not done yet. Another from the 20s. 1926 out of Philadelphia. Unbelievable. Look at this. Just through 2 rolls, we've had this many teens, 20s, and 30s. 20 rolls into roll number 3, we have our first find. I was getting a little worried there for a second. Now remember, our first roll only had 6 finds, and none were from the teens. So maybe this roll will be just like that one. 1938 out of Philly. About halfway through roll number 3. 1939 again, but this one from Denver. Rough condition on the back. Another teens. We have another 1919 in roll number 3. Little bit of wheats in the back here. Not completely worn off, which is nice to see in a coin that is that old. Not as good as that other one we found, though. We're almost done the roll. I'll bring it back because we have another teens. Yet another 1919. This one's in slightly better condition than that last one I just showed you. Still pretty beat up, but I'll take it. We're almost to 10 teens in 3 rolls. Roll number 4 has not been great, but our very first find is going to be our oldest, and it's a dandy. 1909. I don't see the VDB, but that's okay. I'll take a 1909 in the lot. Can't get older than that in a wheat cent lot. Beautiful find. Our next find was a 1910. Now, of course, I don't count these as finds in circulation. Ooh, wow, look at that. 1910 with some detail on the wheats. I'll take that every day for sure. Look at that. Definitely has some damage on the front. Scratch to hell. But that detail on the back is very pretty. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't count these as finds because they are all wheat cents. But the fact that I've been able to find a 1910 and a 1909 definitely makes me happy. Roll number 4, almost done. So I think it's our third find of the entire roll. 1937 out of Philadelphia. That second roll was really hot. Last 2 have been rather slow. I think we've had 6 total finds since the end of roll number 2. Well, another one from the 30s. This one, 1936. Looks like Abe has a black eye. Got a punch in the face or something there. I'll check everything for the known DDOs, RPMs, over mint marks, etc. All the errors and varieties that come with wheat cents at the end of the video, and I'll let you know if any of these coins have those errors or varieties. 1936 absolutely could have a DDO, but I don't see it. You would see it in the Liberty if it did. The B would be rather fat, and the Y would look rather fat as well. Like I said, I'll bring you back at the end of the video if any have varieties. We're going older again. 39, 36, 34. Hopefully the end of this roll can go even older. Very first coin in the last roll, roll number 5. 1920 out of Philadelphia. Hopefully that brings some good luck to the rest of this roll. I'd like to finish strong. Hopefully there's something else in here. 1924 out of Philly. Like I mentioned earlier, if that had a D, it would be a semi-key date, but it's still a 24, and I'll take a find from the 20s. Barely gone through any coins, and we're on our third find this roll, another 1939. Yep, I think we got another good roll here. It's got a big chunk taken out of the top of it. But it's a 1928 San Francisco. 1928 S mint-marked coin found in this lot. We've had a number of older coins, and again, I'm very happy. If you, again, Edgewood Coins here in Jacksonville, Florida on Edgewood Ave. Go check them out. Great store. 1937. I think we've had 3 finds in a row already. Four finds in a row. Another 24. This one doesn't have a gash on the top. It's got a pretty thick rim. I'll take it. Nice coin. 5 out of 6 coins. That's got some damage on the 5. Remember that 1935 I found earlier, the S? That 3 does not look as raised here as it does on that other coin. I really want to check that out. I'll let you know what I find about that 1935 S at the end of the video. Looked older. 1939, still a find. Out of Philly. Just about halfway through. Bring you back, because we have a 1930 Denver. 30s with a mint mark, I'll take every day, even if it's in pretty bad condition. I was worried we had all the finds in the second roll. Those fears have subsided. 1916 S. Now the 1916 S is special because 1910, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 are all semi-key dates. Unfortunately, the 1916 S is not, but I'll still take a teen San Francisco mint struck coin. Great find, 107 years old. Back to back finds, 1930 out of Philly. We're not done yet. Took a couple. I think I picked up 5 or 6 to end our little hot streak. But we came back here with the 20s. 1925 out of Philly. I'll take a mid-20s coin every day. Probably the worst condition coin we have here, but it's a 1933. And honestly, I don't see a lot of those even in my boxes. $1933 out of Philly in rough condition. This one looked old, and then when I picked it up, it was old. $1920 S mint mark. Pretty strong strike here. The coin is flat, but that date pops. You can tell it's an S right away. Look at the Liberty. I think it's damaged. Well, it is damaged, but the coin is so worn that the edge of the coin has eaten the L off of this coin. That is a strong rim, but it's very flat. Pretty interesting find here. 1920 S. Look at the patina on this thing. I would have loved to find this in a roll. Very nice find here. We're not done yet. 1936 out of Philly. So we have had a bunch of 1930s in this mixed lot. Guys, unbelievable. 1916D. Cruddy back, but another teens with a mint mark. Not a key or semi-key date once again, but I feel really good every time I hold a teens wheat cent with a mint mark, whether I paid 3 cents, 5 cents, 8 cents, pulled it out of circulation. Wow. It gives me goosebumps every single time I hold a coin that is this old, because this is why I'm in this hobby. I want to pull and preserve as many old coins as I can and make sure that they're not melted down or thrown away. So whenever I can get a coin like this, it just makes me really happy. Just 5 coins left, and we have another teens. 1913 again. Rough condition, but for 110 years old, I'll take it. Second to last coin, 1928. 95-year-old coin. I would make a joke that it looks like the top of Abe's head is missing here, but that's not very funny. Either way, 1928 penny. To bring you back in, 58 coins found in 250 were from the teens, 20s, or 30s, including A 1909 filly, not a VDB, but still first year Lincoln found. And if you're counting here, there's 57, because I got that 1935S that I want to scope. I'm also going to scope all of the DDOs, RPMs, OMMs, etc., searching for those errors and varieties. Just wanted to tell you that we had finished searching all 5 rolls, and we had almost 25% of all of the coins be older finds. So again, Edgewood Coins here in Jacksonville, Florida. Give you their information one more time. Give them a call, like their Facebook page, give them a Google review, tell them I sent you, get 10% off of your next junk or silver purchase at their store. Great store. This lot was worth it. It was really fun to make this video. If I bring you back in, that means I got another find. And if I didn't, as always, thanks for watching. Good luck hunting. If you liked this video, make sure you click it down below. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment what your favorite find was. I think we all know what it will be. And subscribe if you haven't done so already.